Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Welcome to Introduction to Occupational Safety and Health class. I'm Ms. Junaida. We'll lecture and discuss on the relevant topics. This is the lesson outcome. Perhaps towards the end of this session, you should be able to understand basic theory in occupational safety and health, including some basic definitions and also different types of hazards in the workplace setting. And this is the subtopic that I will explain today. It is including health and safety foundations. We will look at some basic terms and definitions. Second part is the type of hazards, and the last part is hazard control. Okay, let's start with safety and health foundations. So safety and health are fundamental concepts that encompasses various aspects related to the well-being, protection and overall quality of life for individual. So before I go for these basic definitions, so let's discover on what is health and safety. Health is the protection of the bodies and minds of people from illness resulting from the materials, processes or procedures used in the workplace, whereas safety refers to the condition of being free from harm, danger, risk or injury. So, in the context of workplaces, safety involves creating and maintaining an environment where employees, visitors and stakeholders can carry out their activities without fear of accidents, injuries and adverse events. Some safety measures aim to prevent or mitigate potential hazards, minimize risk and ensure the physical well-being of individuals. So this is the basic definition that you guys can read from the slide. The important to know about the concept of health, safety, welfare, the near miss, dangerous occurrence, hazard and risk, and also the definition of risk. Okay, next move to the types of hazards. Okay, first is physical hazard. A physical hazard is a type of hazard in the workplace or environment that can potentially cause harm to individuals due to its physical characteristics. These hazards are typically tangible and arise from the presence of various objects, substances or conditions that can lead to accidents, injuries or other adverse effects. It is important to identify and manage physical hazards to ensure the safety and well-being of individuals. Here are some common examples of physical hazards. So let's start with the first one. First is noise. Noise is a type of physical hazards that can have detrimental effects on individuals' health and well-being. It refers to the unwanted sound that exceeds certain levels, and it can lead to hearing impairment, stress, reduced productivity and other adverse outcomes. Noise hazards are prevalent in industries such as manufacturing, construction, transportation and entertainment as well. Here's an overview of noise hazard and impact. So as can be seen from the slide, noise can cause induced hearing loss, permanent threshold shift and tinnitus. So this is the concern related to noise exposure. So next, the second physical hazard is vibration. So by definition, vibration is a physical hazard that can have negative effects on individuals' health and well-being as well. Same like physical hazard. So vibration hazard can lead to various health effects including musculoskeletal disorders, discomfort and other adverse effects. So exposure to vibration can give effect to the symptom or disease known as whole body vibration or WBV, and also hand-arm vibration HAV. So looking back at the whole body vibration, this type of vibration occurs when the entire body is exposed to vibrations, typically through vehicle operation or heavy machinery. Prolonged exposure to WBV can lead to lower back pain, circulatory problems and also discomfort. So the second effects of vibration known as hand-arm vibration or HAV. HAV occurs when hand and arm tissues are exposed to vibrations generated by handheld tools, equipments or machinery. Prolonged exposure to HAV can cause hand-arm vibration syndromes, which include symptoms like tingling, numbness and reduced grip strength. The third physical hazard that we are going to discuss is extreme temperature. Extreme temperatures are physical hazards that can give significant effects on individuals' health and well-being, both in indoor and outdoor environments. Exposure to excessively high or low temperatures can lead to various health issues, ranging from heat-related illnesses to cold-related injuries. Proper management and control of extreme temperature hazards are crucial to ensuring the safety and comforts of individuals. Here an overview of extreme temperature hazard and their impacts, which are heat stroke and dehydration. Proper identification, assessment and mitigation of physical hazards are essential for creating a safe work environment. Next is chemical and biological health hazard. So this is the second type of physical hazard, which is chemical and biological health hazard. By definition, chemical hazards refers to substances that have the potential to cause harm to human health, the environment or property due to their chemical properties. These hazards arise from exposure to various types of chemicals, including toxic, flammable, reactive and corrosive substances. So from the slides, these are the examples of chemical hazard, including dust, gases, vapors, liquids, mist and fume. And for biological hazards, it refers to substances of biological origin that have the potential to cause harm to human as well, environment and living organism. This hazard can arise from exposure to microorganisms, like I mentioned earlier, fungi, molds, bacteria and viruses. So the exposure pathway of this, so all these hazardous substance and biological health hazard can enter the human body through inhalation, ingestion and through skin contact. So for chemical and biological hazard, it's very important on the classification of these substances. So you can see from the slide, classification of hazardous substances and associated health risks can be categorized into irritant, corrosive, harmful, toxic, carcinogenic, mutagenic, and also effect can be acute and chronic. So for acute effects, it refers to the sudden effect or the immediate effect through the exposure, and chronic effects, it represent the long exposure and it will create more serious cases of the long-term exposure to both types of chemical and biological hazard. Okay. Next is ergonomics. So ergonomics hazard is the study of the interaction between workers and their work in the broadest sense. So it's the combination of suitability of the workplace design to the physical and physical characteristics of the workers. Ergonomic hazards are those hazards to health resulting from poor ergonomic design. They generally fall within the physical hazard category and include the manual handling and lifting of loads, pulling and pushing loads, prolonged periods of repetitive activities, and work with vibrating tools. Okay, so the last type of physical hazard is psychological. So from the word psychological, we can define it as factors in the workplace or environment that can negatively impact a person's mental and emotional well-being. These hazards can contribute to stress, anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Psychological health hazards are increasingly recognized as important aspects in overall occupational safety and health. Some common types of psychological health hazards are stress, workplace bullying, and also harassment. So let's look at one by one a bit. Workplace stress. Workplace stress is due to high workload, tight deadlines, long working hours, and excessive job demands. So can lead to chronic stress. Bullying and harassment. Workplace bullying, harassment, and discrimination based on factors like gender, race, or other characteristics can also have severe negative effect to the mental health and well-being. Okay, let's move to the next type of hazards, which is fire hazard. Fire hazards refer to conditions, situations, or materials that increase the risk of a fire starting, spreading, or causing harm to people, property, and the environment. Fire hazard can be present in various settings, including homes, workplaces, industrial sites, and public spaces. Identifying and mitigating fire hazards is crucial for preventing fires and minimizing the potential damage that can cause harm. So, in the slide, you can see as well, I mentioned in the slide, fire hazard, any action, materials, or condition that might increase the size or severity of fire. The hazard might be from a fuel that is easy to ignite or a heat source like a defective appliances. Fire hazard could be an action like towing a pipe with a torch or an omission like failing to have a wood stove chimney clean. Alright, so this slide telling us what are the causes of fire hazard. First, from the ignition source. For example, electrical hazards which can cause electrical fires. Second, ignition source such as heating. Third, open flame ignition sources. And number 4, other ignition sources like smoking and static electricity. Okay, next is electrical hazard. Electricity is widely used, efficient and convenient, but potentially hazardous methods of transmitting and using energy. Electrical hazards refer to unsafe condition or situation involving the use, installation, maintenance, or exposure to electrical system and equipment that can lead to electrical shock, fires, explosions, or other accidents. Approximately 8% of the fatalities at work are caused by electrical shock. Over the last few years, there have been 1,000 electrical accidents each year and 25 people die of their injuries. So this is based on previous research. Electrical hazards can occur in various settings, including homes, workplace, construction sites, and industrial facilities. Identifying and addressing electrical hazard is essential to ensure the safety and people, property, and the surrounding environment. Common electrical hazards include electric shocks and burns, electrical fires and explosions, electrical arcing, and static electricity. Okay, the last subtopic is hazard control. After we know that and have awareness about the existence of various types of hazard at the workplace, we should know and learn on how we can plan to control it. So, hazard control. Establishing control and maintaining it day in day is crucial to effective health and safety management. So basically, hazard control should be proactive and senior manager need to oversee policy implementation and its monitoring. Health and safety responsibilities will need to be assigned to line managers and expertise must be available either inside or outside the enterprise. The control arrangement should be part of the written health and safety policy. People should be held accountable for achieving the agreed objective through existing or normal procedures such as job descriptions, which include health and safety responsibilities, performance appraisal systems, which look at individual contributions, arrangements for dealing with poor performance, and where justified the use of disciplinary procedures. So these are the way of how we can manage our hazard control. So in relation to that strategy, the principle of control can be said having these 8 principles. So first is avoiding risk, Second, evaluating the risk which cannot be avoided. Number 3, combating the risk at source. Number 4, adapting the work to the individual, followed by adapting to technical progress, replacing the dangerous by the non-dangerous or the less dangerous substances, developing a coherent overall prevention policy, and last but not least, giving collective protective measures priority over individual protective measures. Okay, so that's all for my part. Thank you for your time listening to this lecture, and for further readings you can go to these two references. Thank you so much.